I can't even speak the words without crying. I just got off the phone with Heidi and the team. Heidi immediately said they want me to do my own collection, and I can't even verbalize that, what it means to me to hear that. It's literally like a dream come true. I'm so grateful and honored and just appreciative, because I know I wouldn't have this opportunity if it wasn't for, you know, Jason always pushing me to push outside of my comfort zone and put myself out there, which has always been hard for me. But he's always encouraged me to lean into what he believes I am, and it's paid off. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all his help and everything he's helped me do. Like, me working with Buffbunny collection has always been 50-50 for the most part. Like, I don't even know, maybe 60-40. Jason does so much behind the scenes with making things come to life for what you guys see. Wow. I don't have a lot of words right now. I'm beyond grateful, and it just feels unbelievable. And I know it's an opportunity that so many people, so many women wish they could have, and I understand that and will not take one moment of this for granted. And I never have, being a Buffbunny collection athlete. I've never once not appreciated this and felt like, man, I am so lucky, and I know this opportunity may not always be here, so I'm gonna always make the most of it, you know, as best as I can. I also know this wouldn't, like, be possible if, like, people didn't believe in me. And I think sometimes that's my hardest thing, is believing in myself. So yeah, it feels really good. So I'm just gonna cry a bit more. And I'm so excited to start this process of my own collection. I hope you guys love it. I hope it speaks to you, and I'm so excited. Like, this has come so full circle for me since when I was a kid, and literally got a job so I could shop and buy clothes. I've just always loved clothes and fashion. I feel like my style has always been different because I like different types of fashion. Like, I'm not just like a one size fits all. Like, I didn't just dress like the punk girl in high school. I dressed a little bit like the goth girl, and then some days I dressed like the preppy girl. So my style has always been and always remains all over the place. And yeah, I'm just really excited to start this process, and I'm so grateful. And I don't know how I'm gonna go back into work right now, but I have to. So
can we get them?
If you're interested to see the other ones.
I wouldn't mind, just because I like to see what you guys go through in the process. I should get the covet grab too. I forgot to get a look at that.
These are great.
Oh, I like these colors a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're like everybody colors.
Yeah. Like vintage black clove. I like that vintage black a lot. Oh my goodness. I have no words right now, you guys. I want to cry. I have literal cold chills right now. I'm just sitting in the car. I just got done this was my second meeting with the design team for Buffbunny collection to go over my collection, the Karakori collab. It is happening, and I can't tell you guys, and I can't talk about it because I start to cry, but oh my gosh. So I'm down here because I'm doing the content house this weekend, but I purposely had mentioned if they wanted to meet at all to discuss the collab. I'm here, so I came down a day early and met with Beverly and Lindsay, one of the they're both designers for the team, and we went through the line sheet. Things have changed a bit since we've started this process. It's really quite cool to be part of it and just see how they navigate things, why they choose things, how you go about choosing colors, and just certain pieces. There's just so much more to it than I think any customer or even myself as an athlete would realize until you start working through the process, and I still feel like I'm not, you know, I'm only a small part of the process. The design team and Heidi and everyone, they do so much more than I'm sure I'm even aware of, but they are literally making some of my dream pieces come to life, and they're fucking amazing. They're incredible. I almost started tearing up when I saw a couple of the pieces. They had me try on a bunch of stuff. I had samples, but the way it works is there's several rounds of samples that they get, and samples aren't always correct, and they make changes and they keep building upon it. So I was able to really get a good feel for most of my pieces that will be launching. It's March. What's today? I'm like, what is life right now? Today's the 16th, 17th or something like that, and the launch is happening in October. So it's 6 months away, which is half a year. It's a long time, and it's also, the time will go by really quick, and I just feel like it's not going to feel real until it's actually here. I'm really proud of myself. If, you know, I want to know that, I want to take this process for what it is and not just sit here and be like, I'm not deserving of it, because I am deserving of this. And I have been a Buffbunny collection fan for a long time. I know their pieces. I know what I like. I know what works well for me. I know it works well for other people too, but this collection is going to be a lot of what I like, also keeping in mind what I think other people will like too. And it's a collection that I feel like we've never seen before. It's different, which scares me a bit, being so different, being a different vibe, a different feel, that maybe it won't jive with everyone. That's to be expected, but I hope it's received well. I hope people enjoy it. I hope people are happy with what we've come up with and decided on, and I just can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is happening. I'm so excited. This is truly a year of my life, my last year in my 30s, and I will be starting my first week as a 40-year-old woman in a new decade, launching my own fucking collection. It's who gets to say that? This will be my experience that I will be telling people when I am an old lady, possibly in a nursing home, sharing people, you know, when I was younger, I was doing them try-on hauls and I got my own collection. Oh man, I just kind of have to sit here and take it in right now, and just wanted to share my thoughts while they're fresh on my mind. It would be cool to share with you all along the way, but it's even better to keep it a secret, because I was talking to Jason about this. I don't want anyone else's input. I want it to be organically what Kara likes, along with the design team and their expertise, and really blending those two things together. And I am someone that I'm a Libra. I'm a people pleaser. If I get too much outer noise and input, it will influence me in the decisions I make. So I'm proud of myself that I'm just doing this. I've spoken up to the design team if there's things I don't like, if it didn't work well, if I don't like this design, don't like that color. I've been speaking up and really sharing what feels true to myself, and that's just really important for me, especially entering this new decade that I will be entering when this launch happens. Is just all about just really staying true to who I am as a person and living this one life we have to live really uniquely as our own person. So I'm so excited for everything to come to life and to be able to share it with you all. I'm sure I will be a crying, blabbering mess when that time comes, because I am a sensitive little mush. But for now, I'm gonna go enjoy this rainy day here in Houston. I've got a little goodie bag with me of some of the samples that aren't perfected, but they asked if I wanted to take them, and I was like, fuck yes, I do. So I'm just gonna go enjoy my day, and then it's Content House weekend, so just you know, gotta play it cool, not telling any of the other athletes that I have a collab, so just keeping it cool here. I haven't gotten much sleep in 3 days. I technically just got home first thing early this morning.
August 26, 2023.
Yeah.
When did that call happen?
I think I got the call in like November, December 2021.
So how's it been the past year and 3/4 leading up to this?
None of this has literally felt real until now. Until just now going down and filming the campaign is when it actually felt real. And it could be partly because I feel like the past several months leading up to it, the more we had calls and samples, I almost felt like to not get too overwhelmed with things, I had to like keep it not real yet, if that makes any sense. Like to not like get too overwhelmed or in my head about stuff, because I classically do. I wanted to really enjoy the process and not get bogged down in being too worried about things and just enjoying it. So in a way, for me, it was kind of a good mindset for it to not feel real until it needed to.
Your trip going down there, like what was the process?
So I went down for the campaign shoot, which we had a call 2 weeks ago, I think it was, to discuss the campaign. So there was like a whole creative meeting. It was about 2 hours long with everyone present for the most part who was going to be involved in the campaign. So we had that phone call to really go through kind of everything in terms of what the campaign was going to be, how it was going to run, the ideas, outfits, kind of what I felt comfortable with, who was going to do what, and just really laying the groundwork, which was really nice because it gave me a good feel for just the overall messaging of the campaign and what we were trying to accomplish.
And what it feel like walking into actually seeing the set, seeing the production, like when you walked in those doors, what would you feel?
It was unreal. I felt overwhelmed. I knew it was going to be good. I could tell, like I was super confident and comfortable after that campaign call we had. So I was really excited to actually see it in real life, and then to actually go there and see it after looking at AI generated images, seeing it in real life and actually see it look like that, but better, and seeing it in action, just, I had no words. It literally was beyond my expectations for what I thought it was gonna look like and how the whole process was gonna go and how I was gonna feel during it.
How did you feel during it?
Just overall like excited, just overflowing with joy. Like when people say they like need to fill up their cup, I feel like I needed like 6 cups to fill up because I just had so much pouring out of me between just all the effort, like the amount of staff that were there, the amount of directors and everyone that was helping, and just seeing the team work together was just an incredible process in itself. Then seeing the sets, there was literally 7 different sets and they were all freaking killer. And then having the athletes there telling me how much they love the pieces and how excited they were. It was literally so much for my mind to comprehend. It was a lot to take in, but it was the most beautiful, epic night. It really was.
Now, a lot of people don't understand like what goes into something like this.
Yeah. We utilized a warehouse. It gave us that like grungy, dark feels that we were looking for this campaign. And that warehouse was already set up with different sets. So there was an entire crew that went in the night before, literally set up everything in terms of props that were needed. You'll see all the props. It was insane the amount of props that were used. So they did as much as they could the night before so that when we went there campaign day, it was the athletes showing up, which there was 7 of us for each of the different sins, in addition to all the team members. So there was a lighting crew, there were producers, there was video, there was photography, Heidi was there was someone for pyro and fire. So there was so many different types of people managing it. They were all on their headsets, and it's a super efficient process. So we were there from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. filming, and that may seem like, oh my goodness, what a long night. It literally didn't feel like that. It was so epic, and it was run so efficiently in terms of you got your outfit on, your makeup was ready to go, you went out to your set when you were called to go to your set, and they explained to you what to do in terms of direction, from how to look, where to look at the camera, And it was just run so smoothly. I tried to be involved in every single set that was filming because I just wanted to see it all, even though I was only filming 1 or 2 moments of the night. I wanted to see everything and how it looked and just be part of it. So I tried to be out there as much as possible, but there was no AC. So that part was a little rough, but they took care of us with like a little cooling tent that we could go chill out in and get snacks and drinks. But it is one of those nights that it didn't feel like work. It was just incredible to be involved in something of that nature of a production. And it was just run so professionally as well.
Describe what you were feeling like when you told me in the car. When you looked at the footage.
When I looked at the footage, so we got to review the footage, just literal rough edits. We had a whole group of us at a wrap party at Heidi's reviewing it, and like literally everyone was just screaming, yelling, kind of like I feel like bodybuilding competition days when I'd go out on stage and you'd be cheering, but literally the entire room was, oh my God, just yelling and cheering, and I was so overwhelmed with emotion, and it's just overwhelming to me that I start to cry when I think about it. But I'm like, why am I crying? It's just, it's a good feeling. I don't know. It's beyond my expectations, and just really blessed to be part of it. And this was all like, I don't know, a literal dream, especially with this brand. Like, I just absolutely love this brand. So it's an honor, number one, to still work with them for this long, to still be affiliated with them, and to have Heidi see my value and our value. And because it's not just me, it's Jason as well. He's a huge part of this. So like to be offered a collab is just mind-blowing, because you know that they see your true value and potential, and when you're not always seeing it yourself, it's hard. So to be in a room of that many incredible people all cheering for you, it's really cool. And I wish you were there. I wish you would have been there in that moment. Sorry you weren't. No, I know. I'm sorry you weren't. Because I know you would have been cheering for me too.
I'm just happy you got to shine. See why you're making me tear up.
I know, like everyone was crying. And just like, I don't know. Like the team is already like, and my sister commented on this too, like, everyone is just so nice and genuine, but it's beyond that. Like everyone is so uplifting. And so when you're in these environments where everyone is just so like and it's not fake, it's like complimentary. Like everyone is just lifting you up, boosting you up. It's not an ego boost. It's like just a genuine, like it just fills your soul in a way that you're like, damn, I need more of this. Like those are the people that you know are good people to surround yourself with, and it's so genuine, and it's just really nice. So to be in that moment with a room of that many people who are all amazing themselves, like cheering everyone on, and like each person that was part of that set and campaign literally fucking killed it. Like I trusted Heidi with how she wanted to cast people, because there was like a lot of acting for the most part. Like you kind of had to be able to act for this campaign. So to like go see everyone literally exceed expectations for each sin was just so incredible. And to see the rough edit of it, where like not even an edit, excuse me, to see rough clips of what was shot with no editing, speechless, mind blown. That's why all I had was tears, because it was just so good. It's always really interesting to be in an environment like that where you feel normal, because everyone you're surrounded by is doing what you're doing. You know, everyone's a creator. Yeah, everyone's a creator. Everyone's doing creative things, and they're also like trying to help each other out too. Like no one's trying to gatekeep. Like everyone's like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it's not from a competitive standpoint. It's let's help each other. Let me help you out. Like let's share ideas and build each other up. There's enough room for everyone, which is what I love about Buffbunny collection and just Heidi in general. She's just such a genuine person who just like truly wants
everyone to succeed who's in her life that she cares about. So that's what just makes this all that much more special, that, you know, I know how much, obviously she wants her brand to succeed, but it's more than that. Like, she wants the athletes to succeed. She wants to help each and every person she works with and build them up. So it's just, it's an overwhelming honor in the best way possible. It's really hard to describe the emotions. I feel like it was so good being down there, and then it was like so many emotions. Like that night getting back into bed, like again, I just cried for a bit before I went to sleep because I'm like, I don't know what to do with all these emotions, you know, like it's overwhelming in a really good way. And I just wanted to like take that minute and have a little cry before I went to bed that night to like take it all in. And now I'm just like, I don't know what to do with all these emotions. I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't know how else to describe it.
You say outside, like your family and me, like Heidi's been like the biggest like life changer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like she's 100% changed my life in so many ways. And I mean that beyond just working for the brand. Like she's just such an incredible person. You don't find many people like her, and the way she treats people. And anytime any one of us, and I've heard it from so many other athletes, when you're around her, you want to be a better person. And there's always something in me that's ignited to do better, be better, make sure I'm utilizing my time in a positive way. I've seen her firsthand deal with shitty situations, and she's just always kind, calm, tries to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, even if someone's being shitty to her. I mean, the way that woman handles herself, her business, the people she cares about, I've never met anyone else like that. Like literally, she just inspires me and makes me want to be a better person in all ways possible. So she's changed my life in a number of ways.
How did you go about choosing the pieces?
That process was really interesting to me because it was, in my mind, I didn't know the process, even though two athletes had went through it before. Knowing that I had a collab, I was kind of just waiting for my collab to really dive into it, but they had me create a mood board and just really any pieces that I saw that I liked, that even if they weren't from Buffbunny, any brands, didn't matter who, what, or where, take pictures and just save it in a file. So I just started taking pictures of anything I saw that I liked and collected that together and sent that off to the design team. In addition, I kind of gave them an overall view of all the pieces that have been my top favorites. Now you have to remember, at this time, that discussion was had early 2022. We're now late 2023 when all this is transpiring. So there's been so many other pieces that have come from the brand I didn't even know about. So at that time, I was going off things that I knew at that time that were my favorite pieces. I had a heavy influence in wanting to have my collab be inclusive to everyone in terms of, I could have went full-on Elysium sports performance with the whole collection, but I know that doesn't speak to everyone. And I know my audience so well because I speak to all of you. I really kind of wanted to have something for everyone. I wanted everyone to feel like, oh, okay, there's this in here for me, while still staying true to what I love. So I feel like it's a very unique collection because it has so many different things. So I wanted to cover running pieces, even though I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. I really wanted running performance pieces in there that had some function to them. I wanted to have some Newbury in there because that's the most loved, although butter fabric came out, cloud fabric came out, so that kind of changed some of the pieces we did. With picking the campaign theme and thinking about my favorite colors and stuff, it really made sense to go with more of an all dark collection, even though, again, I love so many different colors, but the thought of doing just the darkest of dark collection that's never been done before with the 7 Deadly Sins campaign, it just really excited me. I really wanted to have something different. I also didn't want to take away from the 2 other athlete collabs that were already had. So I didn't want to do anything that those ladies had done. I wanted it to be really original and unique. So the whole process was just it was, you just kind of kept building upon things too. So there was a couple things that we picked that were maybe launched in another collection. We saw how it did. The infinity leggings, for instance, were going to be in my collection, but they weren't a huge seller, so we ended up altering that idea. And the design team was just amazing with kind of taking some of my basic ideas. I have no background in design. I don't know anything about that stuff, but taking my ideas, knowing what I loved, knowing the theme, they really just knew how to pull things together and create a really cohesive theme that makes sense. And that was really important to me. I am I think, Halloween queen, but also the campaign queen when it comes to content creation of what Jason and I do in terms of set design, and just, I love a themed moment. I will probably be 80 years old theming myself out for Halloween. I love it. If there's an opportunity to get themed, I will. So I like that we were able to really do that from start to finish with this collection.
Your item.
I had a dream item. It's coming. So, I mean, there was a lot of things I loved, but there was one thing that I looked Beverly in the eyes and I said, this is my one thing. It's my dream to have you do this. And there was a lot, I want to mention this, there was a lot of items I wanted and liked that were either already in production, or, you know, they were already coming, or there were pieces that they liked the idea for, but they knew things take a long time. I don't think the customer base always understands truly how long this stuff takes. So some items, it's going to take longer than 2 years to really perfect a design and have the manufacturers give them the product that really is up to Buffbunny standards. So there was a lot of back and forth with that also impacted the selections of what's in the collection. But my dream piece was a Buffbunny denim jacket. And I honestly wasn't sure if it was going to happen, because the first meeting I had, Beverly looked at me and she goes, we've never done denim. And I said, I know. But if there could be one piece that I would really say focus on, that would be it. And she's like, we're going to try to give you that dream jacket. But she's like, I can't guarantee it. We've never done denim, and we're not going to do it unless we can do it well and do it right, which I fully support. And it literally is my dream jacket, coming in 2 different washes, and it is the best jean jacket. And I own 20 different jean jackets. It is the best jean jacket ever. And denim is so on trend right now. I don't even know how these designers can predict this stuff 2 years out. Like, how do they know? Denim is so hot right now in like every form in fashion, as well as corsets, which we included a lot of corset type lines to really emphasize the 7 Deadly Sins campaign, having the kind of romantic gothic spin on the pieces. It's just kind of crazy that it's all so in style right now.
How did it feel, like, seeing other athletes, other body types, and just like seeing the pieces on other people in action?
Yeah, that I was like the most nervous about that, just kind of wondering what people were thinking, because I knew they shot for e-com for the website already. So in my mind, I knew there was a handful of models and athletes that already wore the pieces. So I knew there was already opinions talked about and discussed. So when I got there and everyone was trying on pieces, to get their opinions and hearing such positive feedback on the colors, on the pieces, on the styles, I didn't expect. I was kind of preparing myself for the worst, to be honest with you. Preparing myself for the worst, hoping for the best. But the feedback from everyone was just so overwhelming to hear the athletes saying that they're like, yep, I have to buy everything. I need everything in this collection. I need every color. I need that. Yep, I need that too. Oh my God, I'm so glad you did this. I'm like, you can tell me anything you're not really a fan of. I don't know. I got an overwhelming positive response from everyone that felt really cool. And it was just really cool to see the pieces on other people, because I had only seen some of the samples on myself. So to see everything, final products on different body types and sizes, was just the coolest thing ever. I felt like a proud mom, for sure. I don't know what to do with myself right now. I really don't. It's like this, it was such a whirlwind of 48 hours in the best way possible, with like that campaign shot, and then the next day doing a lifestyle photo shoot, and then doing the wrap party. It was just a blur, but an amazing blur. So now that I'm home, it's almost like, yeah, I like that we're rehashing this, because I just want to keep all these memories in the front of my brain. And now I'm like, I also want to keep the creative wheels spinning for myself, because as you and I always do, we always try to outdo ourselves with content. So now I'm like, how do I even outdo myself? Like, I feel like I can't just outdo myself. Like, how do we make this review video? Just like, I don't even know how to do it now. I feel so like, how do we make this the best thing possible? And actually one of the athletes said that. She goes, oh my God, I cannot wait to watch your review video for 7 Deadly Sins. And I'm like, I know, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm excited to kind of pick your brain and try to kind of think outside the box for the best way possible to navigate this.
So much is happening since March when you quit your job.
It's
and
literally been
when you
nonstop.
turn 39, you're like, this is the year of me.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this is up,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna know about your Ghost sponsorship.
Yep.
They're gonna know about,
Hopefully, yep.
and you're turning 40,
Yeah.
and you look like you're in your 20s.
I love that for me. I mean, maybe not today because I haven't slept much, but.
Did you ever think your life would like come together this well at 40?
No, I didn't. I don't know what I thought 40 would have looked like, honestly, but there was something about turning 38 and then turning 39 that it was a moment of realizing that life happens fast, real fast. Like, honestly, it feels like you're in your 20s and you can't wait to be 25 and older, and you think you're so old then and you need to have your life figured out. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're 39 and you really evaluate your shit. You really start to be honest with yourself. And I'm sure not everyone waits till they're 39 to do this. I don't recommend that. But if you're never too old either. I really believe that now. And I didn't always believe that before. I kind of felt like I had chosen a path and that's where I need to stay. But when I turned 39, that's why I outwardly said I am going to make decisions this year. I'm going to make the tough decisions. One way or another, whether they're right or wrong, I knew in my gut not making decisions was still making a decision. And that didn't feel good. It felt like I wasn't being loyal to myself. And yeah, life goes by way too quick to not just take some risks. What's the worst that can happen? And that's really scary. And not everyone can be in that situation and maybe take all the risky things in their lives. But I was in a situation where I had nothing truly holding me back in a way. So I made that decision and things just aligned. I didn't plan it. I didn't know was coming. I obviously knew the collab was coming, but that wasn't an influence whatsoever on me quitting my job. Not at all. It just felt like all these opportunities were kind of coming to me and I was just not putting my energy in the right places of where I wanted to. So I'm proud of myself for, number one, making that statement that I was going to make decisions and I was gonna have decisions made by time I was 40. Maybe not even have it all figured out, but make decisions by time I was 40. And, the second January 2023 hit, I felt it. I knew I had to start choosing my path. So I'm glad I did. And so far I'm never looking back. It's been the right move for me. So
Closing thoughts, anything else you want to say?
I'm really, really excited. I'm super honored to have been offered a collab. I feel this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I am a people pleaser through and through. I'm trying more to be just uniquely me, and so I'm happy that I was offered this opportunity, and I did keep it very private. I didn't tell anyone. I wasn't supposed to, but I really, I wanted to please people in a way. Obviously, I mentioned thinking about my audience, but I really wanted to stay true to what Kara Corey wanted in this collection. And that might sound simple, but it was actually really hard for me. And looking back on it all, And now being able to physically see it after going down there for the campaign, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of how everything turned out, and I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. This is something I will never forget, and I think will have changed my life moving forward forever. The amount of people that were hired to help out, the amount of love and care and effort and thought and creativity that has went into this and is going into this to ensure that it's just the best collection, best campaign ever. I'm just, I don't even know how to thank people like that. They're all just so talented and so passionate about their jobs. That's the other thing that's just really cool about being down there. Being surrounded by people who genuinely love what they do. That's something I wasn't surrounded by for a long time in my life working where I was. So to be surrounded by that many people who just really want to make everything that iconic was so cool. Buffbunny collection has provided us with the Mad Scientist launch. I demand you to state your purpose for why you're at my throne. For the Buffbunny collection launch. Permission granted. Oh, good evening to all my blood-sucking Buffbunny babes. Buffbunny collection fans and sleuths, I am gonna need your help in cracking this case. Some of the most wanted collections are stolen. Who the suspect is in this case? Is it Miss Summers? We aren't sure yet. We can't draw any conclusions. This launch will leave you screaming for more. That was like really pressuring. Look how much sweat I got on my armpits. It's cold in here, and it isn't got me nervous and sweaty.
Good job, baby.
Thanks, babe.